Welcome back to the derby. And the Manchester derby, City leading 2-0 then at half time as Manchester United in the red shirts prepare to get us underway then. And they'll attack the goal to the right, where City scored twice in that first half. United in the red shirts, they trail 2-0 to Manchester City in that you're in all sky blue. Just to run through the teams, quick recap. City with Joe Hart in goal. Zabaleta accompanying Nastasic and Cole up the back four. Navas, Toure, Fernandinho and Nasri the midfield four. And Aguero and Negredo, the two men up top. Manchester United with De Gea in goal. It's really just runs down the left, right hand side. Plays it, tries to play a 1-2. I'll just give you a check on that Man United side again, just to give you that. De Gea, Levert, Ferdinand, Smalling, Vidic, Rooney, Carrick, Young, Valencia, Fellaini and Welbeck. So a recap of the two teams there. And here is Nasri into the ball, the penalty area. Negredo turns well across the face, and it's in by Sergio Aguero inside the 6-yard box. It went through David De Gea, and 2 minutes into the second half, City increased the lead to 3-0. Joe Hart with fists in the air, and City celebrating. The whole place was erupted at the Etihad. And it all came down the City left. Nasri played it into the byline. Negredo turned it in, and then just on the edge of the 6-yard box, flicked it away, got away from Marion Fellaini there. And De Gea, who has made a dog's dinner of it, it was an easy save, and the goalkeeper for me should do better. But Sergio Aguero is the City hero. It's his third of the season, and what a time to get that third one. He scored his second in the 15th minute of this match. He's now scored his third in the 47th of the match. Minute that is. Manchester City 3, Manchester United 0 is the scoreline now. 2 minutes into the second half. Goal actually timed at 46 minutes and 4 seconds. Unbelievable. Unbelievable start to the second half. And it's Carrick for Manchester United. On to Welbeck. And United now, well, if they had Everest, if they had Cameron Jarrell to climb at 2-0 down at half time, they've certainly got Mount Everest to climb at 3-0 down with 3 minutes gone in the second half. Well, it's Tom Cleverley going to come on in just a minute or two. Taking off his tracksuit. He's ready to go. Well, you could argue we've had a Main Road massacre. This is like 1989 all over again. City 5-1 against Manchester United back in September 1989. Here come United now looking for some consolation. Crossing from the left-hand side, and it's taken very comfortably by goalkeeper Joe Hart, who, to be fair, has had precious little to do in the match so far. We've been going now for 48 minutes. Overall, this is the 4th minute over of the second half. City have increased their lead to 3 in that little space of time. And here's Toure now to Aguero. City are all over him now. Aguero chips it in towards the penalty area. Valencia just chests that back very coolly back to David De Gea, who surely made a big mistake on that third goal. And he should have saved it. Well, now it's all United have to chase it now. They may as well go and attack and lose by even bigger scoreline. I'm sure David Moyes would want them to attack as much as they possibly can. We're now into the 5th minute of the second half. Rooney now infield, midway inside the City half. Bournemouth rings around this ground. It's Young towards, trying to play it into Welbeck, but again, for the umpteenth time, Company cuts the ball out. And now here's Jesus Navas bursting down the right-hand channel here, down the far side. Negredo waits in the middle, and Company's forward as well. Nazari volleys it, and it's 4! Sammy and Nazari makes it 4-0 to Manchester City. Punches the corner flag with delight. It's a massacre at the Etihad. It's blue move for Manchester City, and it all came down the right-hand side this time. If the third goal went down the left. Company intercepted the intended pass to Welbeck by Young, and just watch Navas bomb down, and Navas bombs down the far side, the right-hand side. Lovely cross, bisected everybody in the penalty area, apart from Sammy Nasri, whose performance today, I have to say, deserves a goal. A controlled side-foot volley with the right foot, and David De Gea hasn't a price. 4-0 Manchester City, and they deserve it. It's an absolute walkover. It's his second of the season, and he's loving it. He's reveling in it. City 4, United 0. United are stunned. Tom Cleverley has just come on, and 6 minutes of the second half gone. Tom Cleverley's on for Ashley Young, who gave the ball away rather carelessly in the build-up to that fourth Manchester City goal. Well, United now, they've got an even bigger mountain to climb. It's Everest 6 times over now. 4-0 to City. And they're going to revel in it. The postman is in full swing now. Well, now it's all about pride now for Manchester United. They cannot possibly win from 4-0 down now. Here's Welbeck to Evra down the left-hand side. Fellaini inside the area. Tried to head it on, but it wasn't a particularly good header, and Company was able to complete the clearance. And here they come again, City. Every time they attack, they want to score, and it's Aguero now carrying the fight. The Baz over on the far side, who set up that fourth goal brilliantly. Crosses in from the right-hand side, and Aguero just denied in the penalty area inside the 6-yard box brilliantly by some good defensive work by the Manchester United captain, Amanda Vidic. Here's Rooney down the right-hand side, and it's Valencia now at the other end for Manchester United. Can they pull a goal back? Fellaini in the penalty area. Welbeck couldn't directly head it back to Tom Cleverley, and again Vincent Kompany, who's having a super game at centre-back, and Company's bombing forward, as I can see. The ball out on the far side now, and it's Yaya Toure trying to run down the right-hand channel. Cut out brilliantly by Ferdinand. Vidic and Ferdinand, who are the two regular centre-backs. The two first-choice centre-backs have been found out by this magnificent City attack. Pellegrini must be thinking all his Christmases have come at once, and so will the City fans. I don't think any City fan in their wildest dreams who came to the Etihad today wouldn't expect it to be 4-0 up at this stage of the proceedings. And they could have had a fifth there with Negredo, but for a great diving challenge by Vidic from the cross from Jesus Navas, it could have been 5, really. So the United corner to be taken by Rooney from the near side. Company intercepts. He got in front of his own goalkeeper, actually, and got a header away. Now it's with Rooney. Run on the touchline, and United get a throw. Well, they're building a really good football club now at Manchester City with the millions they have now, with the Arab owners and everything else. United have a throw over with the City 6-yard line. Here's Fellaini now inside the penalty area. He has to get it to the byline and back to the right-hand side. Valencia miscontrols it, and Nasri just does the safety first option and boots the ball out of play. It's a throw almost by the byline, almost by the corner flag. In fact, here's Smalling now, crosses in from the right hand side. Rooney shoots inside by the penalty, just to the right of the penalty spot, but he shoots over the top. And it just sums up Manchester United's afternoon in a nutshell there, that particular move. It was a good move, really. Fellaini and Smalling involved down the right. Lovely cross. Welbeck, lovely dummy. And just to the right of the penalty spot, Wayne Rooney fires the shot over the top of the crossbar. And David Moyes can't believe the frustration. He's only actually scored only one away goal since the two he got in the derby last November, which won them the match that day. And it's not going to win them the match this time round.
Has been quite a circumspect start to the season, Gary. You mentioned that in the big games, but I think all over the Premier League, teams betting in under new managers, getting new players in.
It's been a great performance from Manchester City, but United just starting to get a bit more of the possession now in the last sort of 5 minutes or so since that fourth goal. Here's Valencia now on the right hand side, cuts in field, pulls it back to Carrick. Carrick now over to the far side. Fellaini just lets it go and has to keep it alive. The referee has blown for an offside, I think. Fellaini was offside in actual fact, so a free kick quite rightly given. Mike Malarkey there just making the call there on the near side. Well, there's going to be an inquest into the United camp, how they're losing this by so many. And it's you can't be too critical the way United have tried to attack since the fourth one went in, but in retrospect, City has still been the better team. Here's Evra breaking down the left-hand side, crossing it in, but again, Evra inside his own 6-yard box with a good clearing header into touch for throw. And he's been a magnificent. He's had a magnificent match today, Vincent Kompany. We're approaching the hour mark now at the Etihad. The ball in, but again, Kompany gets it away. And Yaya Toure can break again for Manchester City. Swivels and finds Jesus Navas on the far side. And he's bombing down that right. And again, nobody tracking him. Vidic having to come across. It's Negredo. Negredo just keeps it up. Just keeps it and just pops his thread in and out and finds Zabaleta. And the frustrating Manchester United here, City. Yaya Toure now. Good burst down the right-hand flank. Crosses in. And he deflected, and it's a corner to Manchester City. And that will suit them right down to the ground. Oh, this has been an unbelievable first half. Unbelievable first and second half for everybody associated with Manchester City. Nasri sends the corner in from the far side, the right-hand side as we look.
You feel that was a big moment from what we've seen so far. It looked like United would have been happy to go and 1-0 down.
That second goal from Yaya Toure really swung the game to Manchester City. And that killed United off. And then they killed United off good and proper as far as the winning of the points were concerned, with 2 goals in the first 5 second half minutes. Still 4-0 to Manchester City, and very good value for that lead, one has to say. Here's Wayne Rooney now trying to turn away, but it's with Yaya Toure. And this is just a cakewalk, and the City have defended really well, it has to be said. Dero on the chase this time. Diego Maradona's stepson, for those who don't know his origins. He's an Argentinian born, and he's the stepson of a certain Diego Maradona. Here's Evra to Welbeck, back to Tom Cleverley, and he plays that to Carrick. The two England men combining well. Here's Welbeck now on the far side. Rooney waits in the middle. He's inside the area. Welbeck gets the shot in, the deflection. It could have gone anywhere. That's probably the first mistake that Stajic has made then. He almost turned it past the goalkeeper into his own net there. A little bit careless there, the Stajic, but Joe Hart was very, very alert there to the danger. Good play there by the 3 England men for Manchester United. Another day that would have whistled into the net, that little deflection from the Stajic. No, they're not caring at the moment. The game's more or less won now, even with half an hour to spare. There's no way even Manchester United could come back from 4-0 down and win this particular derby. It's, of course, it's just a case of damage reputation for the men from Old Trafford. 4 goals down, and it's a painful one at that. I have to say, City have just been ruthless in attack, it's got to be said. Here's Valencia now over the halfway line to Rooney. Rooney plays a lovely ball out to the right-hand side, where Valencia is tracked brilliantly by Vincent Kompany at the expense of a throw to Manchester United. It's been really one-way traffic, really, in terms. Oh, here's a chance here for Smalling. He's got it behind the byline. He's offside. Mike Malarkey has been eagle-eyed with his flag all afternoon. Smalling penalised, and he was off by about half a yard. City have defended terrifically well, even at 4-0. They've never looked like giving Manchester United a slip of a chance, and that has been the difference in the two sides. Well, United have defended poorly, and it's got to be said that they haven't picked up markers or anything like that, and that was almost a calamity there as the goalkeeper bells out Vidic there. That was a bit of a bad back pass there. The goalkeeper just about bailed the captain out there. Here's carried now for Manchester United into Welbeck. Welbeck, about 20 yards from goal. Was he tripped? Yes, yes, he was, says Mr. Webb, the referee. It's a silly challenge, I have to say, from Fernandinho. He buys United an opportunity now just to try and pull a goal back here before last 20 minutes. There will be questions. Well, he's out with a thigh injury. If Van Persie had been on the field, would it have made a difference to United? Well, it's some maybes at the moment. But United have had enough quality out there to really give City a game. And to be perfectly frank, and to be perfectly honest with anybody who disputes that, I would have to say I would dispute. I'm not sure. City have just been the better side. United fans trying to lift their team to try and at least pull one back. Going to be Rooney now just to the right of centre with the right foot. It's a poor free kick. He's hit it straight into the bottom of the wall, and that City wall that was built brilliantly by Joe Hart did its job. Kompany again holding off the challenges of Smalling. It was an auxiliary centre forward for just a moment. United have still got to push people forward now. Valencia crossed it from the right towards Fellaini. Brought it down, I think, with his hand. Free kick. I think it might have been a foul though on one of the City players. In fact, I thought it was initially a handball. Let's have a look. Yeah, a little hand there on Zabaleta's back, has to be said. Unofficial commentary of this Manchester derby. Sunshine still beaming on the City of Manchester Stadium. There's no storm clouds here, but there's certainly going to be a few trapping in the next couple of days after this result, that's for sure. United have been absolutely outclassed in every department. Defence, midfield and attack. I'm not quite sure if Van Persie would have made a huge difference. Here's Cleverley now to Smalling. Smalling back to Cleverley. Putting in from the right hand side. Carrick about 35 yards from goal. Plays it out to the left hand side. Never and Fellaini trying to combine. Fellaini has been tackled superbly by Zabaleta. Fellaini actually has had a nightmare of a match. And City have been. City, it's been easy pickings for them. Look at that. I've just seen that challenge from Zabaleta on Fellaini. That was very committed and well won by the Manchester City wing backs. Here's Valencia inside the Manchester City half, and he finds Smalling out on the right hand side. Back to Cleverly. Cleverly infield to Welbeck. Turns it back to Carrick midway inside the Manchester City half of the field, and it's ever on the left hand side. Puts it back in field to Welbeck. Welbeck to Cleverly. Cleverly back to Carrick. Carrick tries to beat one or two opponents, but again, Yaya Toure stands firm. Here's Smalling on the right hand side, crosses in towards Wayne Rooney, but company again by the penalty spot. Nodding it away, but he finds Jesus Navas. Aguero finding Navas. Jesus Navas has had a super game. Set up that fourth goal brilliantly for Samir Nasri. He played a part in a couple of the goals himself. Here come Manchester United now, 25 minutes to go. They're 4 goals down, remember. Goals from Aguero with 2. Nasri with 1 and Toure with 1. Here's Rooney now. Edge of the D. Chips it into the penalty area. It's Cleverly to the left of the penalty area. Cleverly inside the penalty area, but it's to the left of it. Falls back to Welbeck. Welbeck shoots from just outside the area, and he's got it all wrong, and he's got into the crowd. Goal kick to Manchester City, and they'll be happy for them. I'm just seeing a replay. I'm just seeing a replay of the goal, and it's Company who really continues to run. He wins the ball initially from Ashley Young's bad pass, and really the way that Navas bombed down that left-hand side was a joy to behold. Down the left-hand side, right-hand side rather, was a joy to behold. Really was. And a great finish by Nasri. He's deserved the goal for his efforts today. It's got to be said. Blue Moon sings around this ground now. And it has to be said. We've seen some great football. We've seen some great football today. United really haven't been at the races at all in terms of chances created and one thing of another. Here's Fellaini shoots, and that is the first time that Joe Hart has had to be called into action. Fellaini just striking it just to the right of the D inside the penalty area. Great shot there with the left foot, and Joe Hart having to stretch to tip that one over the crossbar. It's a Manchester United corner. United are starting to play a bit. Here's Rooney with the right-footed corner from the right-hand side. And again, Yaya Toure nods it away from the near post. Aguero trying to get it forward towards Navas. Here is Wayne Rooney again on the right. Back to Cleverly and offside against Wayne Rooney, who again loses his protective headband. Rooney obviously frustrated, a very frustrated man here. In fact, it's a free kick to Manchester United. In fact, I thought it was an offside decision, but it must have been an obstruction now on Wayne Rooney. So Rooney himself takes the free kick into the penalty area, comes back out, and Sergio Aguero now can lead the counter-attack down the City right-hand side. And he's got Jesus Navas in the middle, but it's well intercepted by Michael Carrick. And United fans must be wondering, why didn't they play like this earlier on in the piece when they were winning, when they had a fighting distance of getting back into it at 1-0 down, let alone 4-0. City yet to make a change. Michael Oliver, today's 4th official. He's going to do the confirmations. Michael Oliver did a great job in that North London derby. His father Clive was a Football League referee for many years standing. Here's Wayne Rooney now midway inside the City half, and he finds Valencia. United going for the jugular now, trying to get themselves, and Valencia goes down, and he was looking for the penalty. He felt his shot was pulled. Howard Webb didn't want to know. There was a foul outside, but he goes down a bit too easily inside. He's looking for a penalty. He's more out of desperation than anything else. And then a yellow card comes out, I think, for diving there, or maybe descent, maybe for Valencia. A little bit harsh, maybe the yellow card, because he was fouled initially, but he was outside the penalty area. Meanwhile, Jesus Navas is going to be withdrawn now for Manchester City. And he's played really well today. Set up that fourth one brilliantly with that bomb down the right-hand side. He was really good there down that far side on that fourth goal. He played a real part in Manchester City's terrific performance so far today. We played 25 minutes of the second half. We're midway through the second half. There's 20 minutes plus injury time to go. And his first Manchester derby is going to end more or less with a victory, but by what score? That is the question now. Joe Hart to take the goal kick. Hart kicks along with the right foot, over the halfway line. Here's Nazari, and here's a chance for the game. Oh, shoots just wide of the post from about 20 yards with the right foot. It was just wide of the right hand upright here. Goalkeeper's left as you look. It was just sliced with the right foot just wide of the post. It remains 4-0. Attempt, Manchester City 16, Manchester United 7, and on target, let's have a look. City 4, all of them goals, United 1, the Fellaini forcing the save from Joe Hart. And that has been the way the game has been so far. I'll be interested to see the possession stats at some point during the second half. See how that's progressed as the game's gone on, even with the score even out of reach of Manchester United at this point. Everton only the ones with the unbeaten record. Here's Zabaleta now trying to cross in, but it's turned away by Evra. United season hasn't started the way David Moyes would have hoped. Lost by a goal to nil at Anfield a couple of weeks ago. That was disappointing enough, but to be losing 4-0 away from home to their nearest greatest rivals in Manchester is even more tougher, I would have thought, for the Manchester United supporters to take, considering these two now are massive rivals for not just in Manchester, with the pride of Manchester, but also in the race of the Championship and all the big honours now. City are real challenges to Manchester United's throne. They're going about it the right way. City, has to be said, have had only the one defeat, and that's come against Cardiff City at the Cardiff City Stadium. Here's Nazari now, checks in field. Back to Toure. Toure checks back. Negredo's first touch flattening down, and they allowed Vidic to get across and hoisted out for a throw. Ready towards the last quarter of an hour of the match. Michael Oliver about to oversee another substitution for Manchester City. It's going to be Edin Dzeko going to come on. Super sub last year, won him a lot of games last season, especially against Tottenham when City was sluggish for 75 minutes. They brought Edin Dzeko on and they came up with the goods. Here's Negredo. Deflected off Ferdinand. It's a throw to Manchester City. Plus you've got our Chelsea and Arsenal who are in good runs as well into the mix. Arsenal's run more than ever after that thumping at home to Aston Villa. When they got thumped 3-1, they have not looked back since Arsenal with that Mesut Ozil substitution. Mesut Ozil transfer rather, and they beaten Stoke today by 3-1. And Alvaro Negredo, who's been superb today. Looked lively, hasn't scored, but he's been very, very proactive in the way he's played the game today. And Eddie Zeko comes on. Eddie Zeko, who played in the Champions League, has been rested today until the 75th minute of this particular derby. So we're going to get 15 minutes of derby day action. But he knows he's going to be on the winning side because there's no way, unless there's an absolute big, massive upheaval in the next 15 minutes and Manchester United pull off an unlikely scenario of 4 goals in 15 minutes, it's going to be City's derby, that's for sure. Here's Fellaini now down the right-hand side for Manchester United on the near side. Plays it back to Carrick. Carrick just checks and now plays it short to Fellaini. Fellaini trying to swivel back and almost played cleverly into trouble. He was surrounded by 3 City players, gets it back to Fellaini. Fellaini just escaping from 2 opponents and then fighting cleverly. Now he just boxing into a little bit of a cul-de-sac on the right and they get a throw off Alex Kolarov. They'll taken short. Carrick was taken out by Aguero, barely said the referee. And Howard Webb, the referee, happy for City to play on it. It's Aguero. Rooney snapping back. Rooney, of course, has to be careful because he's on a yellow card. And it's James Milner now showing Evra this way and that. Crossing towards the 6-yard area. Nodded away under no pressure there by Chris Smalling. Rooney completes the clearance on the far side. Here comes Fellaini, but he's challenged out of it by Zabaleta. And Zabaleta makes a canter forward now. He's faced by Evra. Milner on the overlap. Zabaleta's crossing to the penalty area. Nodded away by Ferdinand on the edge of his own 6-yard area to Marian Fellaini. Fellaini trying to lock it down the line, the far side towards Welbeck. Joe Hart out of his goal. Clears it out of play. Manchester United get a throw. Inside the last quarter of an hour. United it's only to play the game a little bit, but it's got to come at 4 goals down. Now cleverly has it midway inside the City half. United not giving up, and that's a testament to their courage and strength, but they've had to wait until going 4-0 down to start playing a bit, which is a shame really from their point of view. David Moyes will be annoyed at that. Here's cleverly now edge of the penalty area. Rooney, first touch was heavy. He seconds it, he couldn't cut it through back to Cleverly. And here's Eddie Zeko now over the halfway line. It's 2 against 2 for the moment anyway. It's 3 against 3 now. It's Eddie Zeko shooting. And the goalkeeper lost it and just about got it on the far post. Having to dive back on the ball on his own post there. He went for it with the right foot. And it was straight at De Gea. He lost it. It was swerving back towards the goals. And he just about got it on the far post. Lucky goalkeeper. Certainly at fault with the 3rd goal. It was certainly savable, that 3rd goal. The 2nd goal that Sergio Aguero popped in early on in the 2nd half. Here's Valencia now down the United right. He's in field. He's into the penalty area. Valencia's cross turned away again by Vincent Kompany for the umpteenth time. He has been a rocket at bat with the Stasic. They have hardly put a foot wrong in the entire match. And it's too much for one little youngster I can see there. So it's just too much there. For one young City fan, he's fallen asleep, but Kolarov has got a bit of cramp there, as you can see, as I can see on the screen. This is unofficial commentary of the derby match. The late commentary, of course. Howard Webb asking for the physios to come on. They're not concerned at the moment. They're just happy that their team are winning by 4 goals to 0. We're now heading towards the last 10 minutes of the game. City lead by 4 to 0. But have a corner to defend. City temporarily down to 10 men. Kolarov is just receiving a little bit of treatment from the Physio. It's going to be Manchester United's corner. Rooney to take right foot into the penalty area. He's off the post from Evra inside the 6-yard box. He got a head on that. And he hit the near post. The ball. Here's Rooney again down the right hand side. Crosses it in. Vidic was up there. The goalkeeper going in with Smalling. It comes to Rooney. It shoots down and turned away by Joe Hart. City haven't cleared it yet. Company might get a chance to. Mulaney went right through the back of Company and conceived a free kick. But Patrice Evra ghosted in, and that's the first time that City have gone to sleep a little bit there, and he hit the inside, he hit the base of the post, the near post. Hart wasn't going to save that, and it came out, and then Joe Hart trying to fish one away, came to Rooney, and then Hart using his legs on the run almost on his goal line to great effect to deny Wayne Rooney. That's good goalkeeping by the City goalkeeper, and proving why he's England's #1 at the moment. He needs to be in good form with 2 games coming up against Montenegro and Poland at Wembley next month. Foul. City are adopting a no holds barred attitude to United. United may well attack at 4-0 down and try and get a consolation. And the Derby Day legend, he scored a couple of goals in a Manchester Derby once in the final Manchester Derby that took place at Man Utd. He scored 103 goals for City in a 5-year period. Sean Gota, whose goals more or less got him back into the top flight. A real legend. Be the goat and he will score was the chant. Obviously not. Well, not by you. Now, here's Yaya Toure. Bless you for reminding us. Here's Tom Cleverley now for Manchester United. Trailing 4-0. We're inside the last 9 minutes. We've played 81 minutes of the game. Rooney inside the penalty area. Took that down beautifully and then tried to play in Welbeck. It went behind Welbeck. Welbeck will get a second opportunity. Played it back to Rooney. Rooney now has got Smalling on the near side. Back infield to Carrick. Carrick into Cleverley, who gives the ball rather carelessly, really, to Yaya Toure. And Nazarick can break out, but Carrick wins it back. Here's Welbeck again. Back to Carrick. Carrick plays it on to to Cleverley now. Evra on the far side. Evra takes on the defenders and beats Bellandino, and he beats. Well, he tried to beat Zabaleta, but Zabaleta snapped at him, and it's Yaya Toure now for City. Aguero to Bellandino. Bellandino now breaks forward. Referee Webb gives a free kick to Manchester United. A foul on Cleverley, holding his face there for some reason or other. Bellandino had the ball, and it was a finger in the eye of Tom Cleverley there. That's why he was holding his face. That'll be sore in the morning. 6 minutes to go. Well, just less than 6, well, just over 6 minutes to go. We're just playing the 84th minute in the match now. Here's Cleverley. Oh, Welbeck, and it was Company again who got possession of the ball and tries to get Aguero on his way over on the far side, and he keeps the ball in against, but Vidic is strong, and Aguero took out Vidic, and Vidic is not happy with Aguero for that. Vidic is 3 times the size of Aguero, and he was bungled over. Vidic wants to look at his ability a little bit more. United, despite having possession for the last sort of 20 minutes, there's still been nothing short of disappointing, and they've got Capital One Cup action on Wednesday night against Liverpool. Here's Rooney now, brought down, and it's a free kick to Manchester United. They take on Liverpool on Wednesday night in the Capital One competition, 3rd round, of course. Stasic, the man deemed guilty by referee Webb. Really bursts forward and massively dives in there and wins the free kick. Looking to get away with possibly being sent off. 3 yellow cards in the game. The statistics for Manchester City, Rooney and Valencia for Manchester United. And Javier Garcia will come on. I believe Sergio Aguero will be the man to be replaced. Wayne Rooney is now with a free kick. He's dead central to the goal, about 25, maybe 30 yards from the goal. And if he scores, he'll become the all-time leading scorers in the history of the Manchester derby. Not that it'll matter to him too much if he scores, because it would be nothing more than a personal triumph. City are going to take the change. Alan Webb's allowed that to happen. So the free kick will be delayed for a few seconds anyway. And Aguero obviously is in no hurry to take his way off the field. And he's going to receive the standing ovation from the Manchester City fans. He scored 2 goals. There was the first one. Came in the 15th minute. And then the second one, that's Aguero pulled the ball back. It was in just outside the 6-yard box. He side-footed it in, and David De Gea will be absolutely furious with himself for not saving that one properly. He's been terrific today, and candidate for man of the match in my opinion. Javier Garcia replaces him. Meanwhile, we've got a Manchester United free kick, about 25, 30 yards from goal. Dead central of the penalty, dead central of the goal of the D. Rooney with the right foot, and it's gone right into the top right-hand corner of the net. So Wayne Rooney now becomes the all-time leading goal scorer in the history of the Manchester derby. Joe Hart's clean sheet has been pierced, and Manchester United have a goal back. But it's scant consolation for Wayne Rooney and for his club, because City are still going to win the derby anyway. But it was a great free kick over the 5-man City wall. Goes in between the heads of two of the 5 in the wall. Hart nearly gets it. In fact, he got a hand on it, and it went in by the edge of the crossbar as well, by the looks of it. So he's the top scorer in the history of the Manchester derbies. 11 goals now in that derby match. So there we are. 4 minutes left. United are on the board. They've had to wait until 4-0 down and 87 minutes for the goal to come. Rooney was really frustrated in the first half. He actually kept going, to be fair to him. United deserve at least a little bit of consolation, because they have laid siege for the last sort of 20 minutes or so of the second half. Here's Valencia now down the right-hand side. So a little bit of respectability, if you like, on the scoreline, although no one could argue that was Fellaini from the cross. The ball stays in on the left-hand side. Rooney back to Welbeck. Welbeck inside the area, playing the 1-2 with Evra, and he got that all wrong, and Garcia was able to challenge. Here's Carrick back to Rooney. Rooney crosses in from the left-hand side. It's way overhit, and a goal kick is the verdict from the referee, Howard Webb. Well, plenty of candidates for the man of the match. And the man of the match has gone, I think, to Yaya Toure. Well, I'm surprised at that. I thought Aguero might have got it, or Jesus Navas, or one or two others. But Yaya Toure has been a real... The Man Utd defensive company was a candidate, because he made so many interceptions when City was narrowly leading in the game. Here's Rooney now inside the City half. Plays it up towards the area. Valencia now trying to control it. Antonio Valencia crosses it into the penalty edge of the 6-yard area. No red shirt in that 6-yard area. Fellaini gets it alive down the left-hand side. Plays a 1-2 recovery. And he plays it in towards Danny Welbeck, and it was hooked away again by Vincent Kompany. Final minute now, approaching a normal time. And then it'll be down to fourth official Oliver's discretion as Everett crossed it in from the left, but again, City cutting it out superbly. And here's Edin Dzeko trying to lead the charge, but Ferdinand beats him to it. And it's down the right-hand side with Valencia. Valencia sucking it back to Smalling. Smalling back to Valencia once again. Well, it's been a high-octane second half. They've had the 3 in the midfield, United, which has given them a bit of control in the midfield areas, but it's come up 4-0 down now. Here's Rooney now, edge of the area for United. Skips away towards the right-hand side. Valencia trying to get in. That's away by James Milner for the throw to Manchester United. And, well, the game's well and truly up. We're inside the last minute now, the last 20 seconds of normal time. And then it will be down to fourth official, Michael Oliver's discretion, to tell us how much stoppage time is going to add on. My guess is 4 minutes. And you take all the substitutes and there was one or two injuries into the count as well. It's the winning goal since he got the winner at Fulham in February. There's actually 3 added minutes at the end of the game. We're into the first of them now, about 20 seconds into the first minute of 3. Carrick has possession in the middle of the park. And Rooney tries to play Valencia down the right-hand side. That's going to go out for a goal kick to Manchester City. Well, good credit to Manchester United. They have been second best for most of the derby. And in the last 20 minutes or so, they've really upped their game and have looked to score a goal or two. And that'll probably encourage a little bit David Moyes, but he'll be very disappointed with the first 60 minutes of this derby. Just cave in like they did, concede 4 sloppy goals, although 3 of them you could argue were terrific moves by Manchester City, but the defending, if you're looking at it from a defensive point of view, they were schoolboy errors. Joe Hart kicks away with the right foot. His clean sheet obviously pierced for that Rooney free kick a few minutes ago. Here's Fellaini from Manchester United, trailing 4 goals to 1, and we're now halfway through almost the 3 added minutes of stoppage time. We're now a minute and a half now into the 3 minutes. Halfway through the 3 added now of time added on. Crossing towards the penalty area from the left-hand side by Evra, cut out once again. Back away defeats since they lost at Wigan 2 years ago and then lost here to Vincent Kompany's header, which played a catalyst in Manchester City winning their first title for 44 years. But it's a statement of intent for Manchester City. We've played 2 of the 3 minutes now with the stoppage time, free kick to Manchester City.
Second best to Wigan. They were a happy bunch last year, Manchester City. The spark had gone, the edge had gone. It can sometimes happen after you win your first Premier League title, you get a dip. It certainly looks like in this match today.
City certainly wants to spark, but they've certainly got their mojo back this season and big time. Unbeaten so far at the Stadium of Manchester, and it's going to continue here today. 20 seconds now from the end. Here's Seko. Edge of the area. Seko shoots and only just wide of the far post as well. With a good shot from about 18 yards out. Struck it beautifully with the right foot. And he almost came off to make it 5-1. And it wouldn't have flooded City 1 iota if that one had crept in the far post. So 4-1 it remains. It's all over. We've played the 3 minutes. There are 5 seconds over the 3 minutes. So it's 4-1 to Manchester City, the final score. And Manuel Pellegrini will have enjoyed his first Manchester derby with real relish there. David Moyes wanted to have enjoyed it with any relish, and he won't look back on that with too many fonder memories. So 2 goals for Sergio Aguero, 1 for Yaya Toure, and 1 for Samia Nasri, who was superb throughout. Played really with a superb free kick from 25 yards out, pulling one back for Manchester United, but it was never going to be enough because his goal came in the 87th minute. And City were worthy winners, certainly on 65 minutes worth of play, by which time they were 4-0 up by that time when United started to play on. It's blue heaven in Manchester today. The derby has gone Manchester City's way by 4 goals to 1. We'll see you next time for more commentaries. Until then, it's a very goodbye to you all. Goodbye.